Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Sorry I'm late, y'all. It be like that sometimes. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? Well, I hope. You said grab you some M&Ms. Gotcha. Got you. The big bag. The big bag, girl. That's resealable. Hey, Arabia. Hey, Lace. I think y'all dipped because I was taking too long. So I understand. Thanks for coming. Hold on. Let's get started. So this is going to be episode 2 of my in real life series that I'm doing this week, where we're going to be hyper focusing on real life topics, things that can affect us in our day by day. Even though I've been doing that, but I want to hyper focus on that this week, which is why we're not doing Tantaria Tuesday today. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be talking about love languages. There's a few different type of love languages. About that. Some people don't even know what their love language is. Some people don't even know what their partner's love language is. Ain't that something? How that work? How are you able to properly be loved on or love on somebody else if you don't even know what it is you want or you like to receive and what to give for them? How that work? Hey G Mama, how you doing? I hope all y'all are having good days, having a good day. So let's get started. So what I found, it says love languages are the different ways people express and receive love in relationships. Should have brought my scarf out here. Ugh. Hold on. Um, the concept was introduced by Dr. Gary Chapman in 1992. In his 1992 book, The Five Love Languages, and that is based on his experience as a marriage counselor. So I think it's dope that he did have a background as a marriage counselor before he even thought to write that type of book. Because I could just imagine the different types of couples that he has encountered. Okay. And then it says the five love languages, even though I'm sure there's more than five. Duh, I'm sure. Hold on. All right. So it says, according to Chapman, most people have a primary love language that makes them feel most valued. Before you ever begin, do you guys believe that? Do you believe that most people have a primary love language that makes them feel valued? Do y'all even believe in love languages? Let's start with that. I just feel my way through. So research is key. I think so. Y'all are greeting each other. Cool beans. Do y'all subscribe to love languages? Do y'all believe in that? You say you believe there are love languages? Okay. What about you, Arabia? Is that something you believe in or not so much? Oh, you have the book? Cool beans. I love that. From Dr. Chapman? Arabia, you keep putting laughing things in there. That's not answering my question, girl. The fudge. The fudge. Okay, so yeah. He says most people have a primary love language that makes them feel most valued. So they gave us five. The first one is words of affirmation. This might be mine. Words of affirmation. Feeling loved through spoken or written praise, compliments, and verbal encouragement. For example, I love you, I'm proud of you, those type of things. So words of affirmation. The second one is acts of service. Acts of service. Feeling loved when a partner helps with responsibilities to ease their burden. That can't hurt nothing. For example, doing chores, running errands, or cooking a meal. I feel like that's an important one too. I don't really believe in gender roles. I feel like whatever works. But for sure, why wouldn't you want to help your partner out? That's just weird. So the second one is acts of service. The third one is receiving gifts, feeling loved through thoughtful tokens of affection. It is about the meaning and effort behind the gift rather than its money value or its monetary value. The fourth one is quality time, feeling loved when receiving you know what? The words of affirmation and the quality time for me. Feeling loved when receiving undivided attention without distractions like phones or TV. For example, deep conversations, or shared activities. Yup. And when it comes to the TV, that doesn't have to be a distraction if you guys use it as a bonding experience, whether it's a show you enjoy watching together or a movie, whatever. And then the last one they give us is physical touch. Feeling loved through physical closeness and affection, such as holding hands, hugging, cuddling, or sexual intimacy. So those are the five that they gave us. Which one or ones would you say would be your love language as far as how you would like to be loved on or how you like to be loved on? And if you guys need me to go over them again, if I went over it too fast, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. You said there is a book for kids' love language too. I think that's very important. So many people don't even think that way when it comes to children, as if they're not little people, as if they don't have brains and feelings and emotions and thought processes. It's very weird people that think that way when it comes to children. You say you're looking for your book, and it's from Dr. Chapman, right? That is so neat. You said I want them all. I want to receive and give them all. There's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like every one that was mentioned is very important. But the ones that really caught my eye are the words of affirmation and the quality time. I feel like those two are very important. And they may be the most important ones out of all of them. At least, to me. Hold on. Lace, if you don't mind me asking, which one do you feel like your spouse not receives, like that you give them more, but what would you say your spouse's love language is? Or are they like you? They want it all. All of them do it for them. If you don't mind me asking. You know, maybe you said affirmations is good. Yeah, who doesn't want to be affirmed by their partner? Duh. And just because they know that you love them and you care for them or whatever, it doesn't mean that it's not nice. It doesn't feel nice to have it said to them. Duh. To hear it. Duh. Acts of service. Okay, cool beans. Yeah. Who does it? We're not robots, you know? He said, dang, I found the children one, but not the adult one. At least you have them, girl. Because when I was looking this up real quick, it's still by Gary Chapman. Okay, so he did one for children too. I love that. Um, I was really interested in that because that's not really a saying like love languages that I have been hearing. You know what I mean? And I was wondering where it originated and whatnot. So I guess you could say that he coined the term. And I love that it's not just something that he pulled out his hat. He has experience as a marriage counselor. Hold on. Exactly, Lace. And I think a lot of people just let that go by the wayside, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly. Some people don't even take in consideration the plight of a child, as if they don't have their own lived day that they done went through. And like I said, as if they don't have their own emotions and feelings and whatnot. It's ridiculous. Exactly. Exactly. And in some cases, the children absorb and feel just as much as the parent because they're exposed to certain things that they really shouldn't even be exposed to or privy to keep it a bean. So that's why when people say things like thin walls and whatnot, yeah, kids are not stupid. They have ears. So if you are raising children and you have a partner and you guys are getting or have differences and whatnot, don't think just because you take it to your room that a child can't hear you or won't creep up on that door or whatever have you. Sometimes y'all might need to go to the car and talk. A lot of things kids don't have no business being privy to. And I forget if it was a short video, if it was a live or what, where I touched on it real quick when it comes to the children. It's so crazy how some parents, whether knowingly, unknowingly, whether it was on purpose, whether it's just circumstances, they expose their children to certain things, um, or put certain responsibilities off on the child, and then will turn around in the same breath and say that that child is quote unquote acting like they're grown or they think they're grown. So yeah, you ought to see me looking for this book. I know you just a tearing stuff up. Hey Rachel, good afternoon. How are you? I'm so bothered I can't find. You'll find it. Don't fret. You'll find it. Okay, so let's see. So we went over the five love languages. And like I said, if y'all want me to repeat them, I don't have a problem doing so. And then it says how to use them. So one of the things it says is identify your own. You can take an official love language quiz to find yours. But really, I don't find that necessary. This is why I love reflecting. So if you're not even sure what it is your love language is, meaning how you would like to be loved on, all you really have to do is just take the appropriate time to just sit back and think, sit back and think. If you have some lived experience, think about how you were treated in a past situation. How did that make you feel? Think about how you wish you could have been treated or how you would like to be treated. It's simple. I don't find it necessary to take a quiz because all the quiz is going to do is just ask you them same questions that you can sit and ask yourself, right? So then the second one, it says learn your partners because I think that's very important. It's not just about you. If you have a partner, duh. Excuse me, sorry. Learn your partners. Observe how they naturally show love to others, as people often give love in the same way they wish to receive love, to receive it. That's not necessarily true though, because I'll give you an example. You can have somebody that is very dependent. You know what I mean? What they just love to help people. You know what I mean? They love to help people. They love to do things for people. That may not be their love language that they want to receive. That just may be their love language that they show out. They might not need you to help them do anything. They might just need you to be there to support them. You know what I mean? And what it is that they're doing or would like to do. Or their love language may be just giving them their personal space. You know what I mean? Especially if they are the type of person that's always there for other people. Sometimes they just want their own space. So that can be true to a certain extent, but it's definitely important to learn and know your partner. Um, which is why the dating phase is very important, or the courting phase. People move very fastly, and the next thing you know, you find yourself with a child with somebody that you don't know anything about, or at least the important things you should know about them, as well as you find yourself being married to somebody that you don't know. Not fully, anyway. All right. Let me see if you guys said anything before I continue. As y'all know, I'll go into tangents. I will go into tangents, then be behind. Okay, cool beans. And thank you, Arabia. I appreciate that, Barbosa. Barbosa. Okay, you said that part, V. V, this is great. Thank you, Lace. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's keep going because I want to get through this. Like I said, if y'all want me to go over the five different love languages that they listed for us, I don't have a problem doing that. Right now, we're going over how to use them. So we went over how to identify your own, learn your partners, communicate effectively, effective communication. Okay. Relationships often struggle because partners, quote unquote, speak different languages. Learning to express love in your partner's primary language, even if it isn't yours, can strengthen your bond and improve relationship satisfaction. I completely subscribe to that. I completely subscribe to that. And I'll give a quick example. So, say if your partner is into like a show or something that you could do without, right? And they done invited you to watch the show with them. You always saying no, whoop de doo. Like I said, look at that type of thing as a bonding experience. You know what I mean? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to sit there and pump fake like you like something that you don't like. No, be honest, because nobody wants somebody fake or nobody wants to be patronized, right? But the fact that you're willing to accompany them while they watch it and try to get into it, like little things like that, like same with sports, whether it's the man that's into sports or the woman that's into sports, whatever your dynamic is, right? Bonding experience. Even if you don't know anything about the sport, their sport of choice that they will love to watch, I guarantee you, if you genuinely take the time to sit down with them and watch this sport, and if you don't know something and you ask them about it, watch the little sparkle in their eye as they're sitting here explaining certain aspects about that sport to you. Okay? Bonding experience. Let's see. Honestly, because you can't be selfish while you're in a relationship. Then you should just be single and just date. Then you don't have to worry about those type of things, right? Because I'm sure you would want your partner to take heed to what your love language is, unless you just want to love on yourself. Be single. Okay, let's see. And then the last way that they gave us on how to use them is to be flexible. Be flexible. Love languages can change over time due to life transitions like becoming a parent or changing careers. And not even just being a parent, becoming a parent or changing careers, just them or you as a person. You know what I mean? What did it for you 2 years ago may not do it for you now. And that's perfectly fine. Just verbalize that, communicate that. That goes back to communicating effectively. You know what I mean? You could have easily have been a person that just loves to be touched on. Fast forward, not so much. Not so much. Now your love language is A. Season that meat for me, please. Whatever the case. And you and your partner need to be flexible in understanding that, hey, it is what it is. But you're not a mind reader, and they're not a mind reader. Just let them know what's good and go from there without judging them. Oh, now you don't like this anymore. You used to. Why don't you like? If they tell you they don't like it no more, they don't like it no more. It doesn't have to be something bigger than what it is. Okay, it really doesn't. Hold on. Let's see. So now I'm kind of intrigued. Oh, I don't feel like doing it myself. Never mind. Hold on. Hold on. That was all they gave us, but we can talk on that. I like that. So yeah, the five love languages, according to Dr. Gary Chapman, that he put in his book that came out in 1992. The five love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And I said mine would be words of affirmation and quality time. Those are the most important ones to me out of the five listed. They said she want all of them. All of them is the most important. Arabia said the affirmation. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, Miss Baker. Good afternoon. Effective communication. It's very important. I'm not no mind reader, okay? And closed mouth don't get fed. And even if I'm able to visually see what's that something is wrong or off, I'm not gonna know exactly what that something is. All I can do is ask, what you got going on? What's up? What's wrong? The onus is on you to open your mouth and let me know what's good. And then once you do that, the onus bounces back to me to take heed to what it is you done opened your mouth and said to me. And then we go from there. But if you have a selfish mentality, you know what I mean? Or a selfish or entitled mentality, then you're not going to think about these type of things. It's always just going to be about you and what you need, what you want, what suits you. You know what I mean? And then the entitled part comes when they don't feel the need to open their mouth to say anything. You should already know. How don't you know? You should already know. No, open your mouth. Because then also, like we discussed, things can change too. Yesterday's price is not today's price. So what I know yesterday may change today. And if it changes and you don't tell me, I'm going off of yesterday's uh know with all. You need to let me know what's good and vice versa. The fudge. Miss Baker, I hope you're having a good day. Yes, we talk so much about everything. It's such a transparent, vulnerable space that we embrace. Yeah. Because if you can't listen, we live in a cold world, a very cold world. And if you can't talk to your partner about whatever you need to talk to your partner about, are they really your partner? Okay. It brings us closer together. Yeah. I love that. That's a blessing. Hey, Uncle L, how are you? Good afternoon. Do y'all want to put the ones I had just came in here not too long ago? So who would that be? Miss Baker, Uncle L, Rachel. Do y'all want to put G Mama? Do y'all want to put in here what y'all love language is? Hold on. If you don't mind, if you don't want to, cool beans. I dig it. Let me see. Let me see. See. You said be right back. Cool beans. Hey, John Show. Good afternoon. How are you? Well, I hope. Talking about love languages. What's your love language, John? I'm looking for my glasses and I can't find them. I'm still listening. You just got them glasses, Barbosa. You better find them. Lord. Hey, kiss my cheeks. What's your love language? How you like to be loved on? Y'all are greeting each other. Cool beans. Hey, Broham. What's up, CP3? How are you? Well, I hope. What's your love language? How do you like to be loved on? Uncle L said love language. Okay, I'll go over them again real quick. Because they listed here for us, it says the 5 love languages. Because Dr. Gary Chapman coined this term apparently in his book that he wrote that was published in 1992, and it's called The 5 Love Languages. And I think it's dope because Lace said that she has that book, and she also has a book that he wrote on the talking about the love languages for children. But anywho, he wrote that book, and it's based on his experience as a marriage counselor, right? Now it doesn't say right here how many years of experience he has as a marriage counselor, but I can just imagine the different type of couples that he's counseled in different situations and whatnot, because y'all know how that goes and how it can go. So, and according to him, most people have a primary love language that makes them feel most valued. So I feel like I have time to re-go over these, and like I said before, I don't have a problem doing so. So the first one is words of affirmation. Feeling loved through spoken or written praise, compliments, and verbal encouragement. For example, I love you or I'm proud of you. Okay. The second one is acts of service. Feeling loved when a partner helps with responsibilities to ease their burden. For example, doing chores, running errands, cooking a meal, just helping out, you know what I mean? Not sitting idly by while your partner is doing this, that, and the third. Because just because somebody can do something and is able to do something doesn't mean that they want to always be the one doing it, right? Especially if you can help them. The third one is receiving gifts. Feeling loved through thoughtful tokens of affection. It is about the meaning and effort behind the gift rather than its monetary value, right? Okay. Quality time. Feeling loved when receiving undivided attention without distractions like phones or TV. For example, deep conversations or shared activities, i.e., bonding experiences. You know what I mean? Duh. Who don't want to bond with a partner? Somebody that doesn't like their partner. The last one is physical touch. Feeling loved through physical closeness and affection, such as holding hands, hugging, coddling. No, we don't coddle. Cuddling, or sexual intimacy. Okay, so those are the 5 that they listed for us, which I feel like they right on the money. That basically covers all of that, all the things. So yeah, Uncle L, that's what I mean when I say love language. So what's your love language? How you like to be loved on? And do you guys know what your partner's love language is? You said amazing, same to you. Thank you, Rachel. My daddy does everything. I like a man like him, period. Okay, I dig it. I think it's service, yes. Okay, so yes, you like a man that can get busy with his hands. Not, oh, we're gonna call someone. I dig it. Hey V, chat. Okay, cool beans. Hey Roy, what's up? What's your love language? And how are you doing? Well, I hope. Rachel said the first one. What was the first one? Words of affirmation. I'm right there with you, Rachel. Like I said, my main ones were the words of affirmation and the quality time. Okay, cool beans. Broham, did you answer? You say crickets? Why crickets, Uncle L? Are you not sure what your love language is? Or you like to touch? You one of those? That's funny. Why the crickets? Do you not want to? Is that why you didn't, Broham? Because I dig it. Or you don't know what yours is. Okay, Uncle L said you're not sure. Okay. Well, that's a conversation to have with your lady. Well, with yourself first, and then with your lady. Hey, Carlos. What's up, Chef? How are you? What's your love language? How you like to be loved on? And no, and nope. What, Broham? What you mean, nope? Okay, okay. You like shoot? You put something on that electrolyte bill. That's gonna show me how much you really love me. You know what I'm saying? What you got on my? What they say? What you got on my folding? You so funny. That's so funny. So who didn't answer? And like I said, if you don't want to, you don't got to. Duh. Roy, you didn't answer, and CP3, you didn't answer either, Broham. Are y'all gonna be the rebels up in here? And Miss Banks, I don't think not Miss Banks, Lord. Miss Baker, I don't think you answered either. Now if y'all don't want to, you don't have to. And I don't think John Show answered either, which I don't even know if all of you guys are still in here. But yeah, yeah. And truth be told, I feel like all of them that are listed are important, but you gotta know what suits you best, you know what I mean? As well as what suits your partner. Some of us might be single. Okay, cool beans. So even if you are single, so you don't have a partner to have to know who, what their love language is, it's still important to know how you want to be loved on. Shoot, whether that's for when a temporary love comes to town, um, when you do find one, your partner and whatnot. All of the things. You don't want to just have somebody around you that don't know what to do with you, right? And the only way you're going to teach them is if you know. You feel me? Or no? Okay. Okay, kiss my cheeks. But Uncle L is right because this whole time I've been wording it, and been talking about it, and not so much as from the single aspect of it. So really just in general, you know what I mean? Because these may be conversations that arise when you meet somebody that you're interested in or that's interested in you, you know? Same with when they ask you what type of food you like to eat, you know what I mean? Type of movies or shows you like to watch. What is it that you like to do? You don't want to draw a blank. And a lot of times, most people who do draw a blank when they're asked those type of questions are normally the type of people who who usually immerse themselves into whoever they're with at the time, to the point where they don't even know what it is they like. You said it takes two to tango, though. For sure. For sure. And you can't teach what you don't know. And that person's not going to know coming in off the rip. One can assume, but you don't know what you don't know. Carlos' love language is a pedicure. Okay. On Thursdays. On Thursdays. Because we don't do the talons, right, Chef? We don't do the gnarled fingers, gnarled hands, cutting up sheets, giving folks infections and whatnot. We're going to take care of all of that. You said, I'll listen in. Cool beans. Cleanliness is next to God. Best believe it. Let me see. I guess communication and physical touch. Okay. Boom. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Cool beans. Yeah. Let me see. How long did I? Much more time do I have? Okay, we got a couple minutes. Something light, but all right. Hold on. Yeah. And I was sitting here thinking of topics and whatnot. I said, I like this one. I like this. Because if this doesn't have to do with our daily lives, I don't know what is, unless you're just a recluse. Okay? And even if you want to broaden it to not just, you know, your partner or somebody that you're romantically involved with, even if it's your friends or your family members, right? How you want them to treat you and how do they want to be treated, you know? All of these things are important when dealing with people. Unless, like I said, you choose to make the decision to become a recluse. Then you don't have to worry about these things. It's just you and them walls that surround you. And in this day and age, it's very easy to live that way. Some people should, in my opinion, because they just don't have the ability to be proper members of society. Just like I do believe some people should stay single. Some people shouldn't even involve others in whatever it is that they got going on. Not on no serious long term. More so just have fun and be done. Because you have a lot of people that dwell around. And I spoke on this before. A lot of people dwell around and they just don't have no regards for the mark that is left behind, that they leave behind in this world, on people, you know. They just are reckless and they have no regards for whatever mark or stain they leave on the people that they cross in their path, which is weird. It's weird to me. But I did enjoy this topic. I'm happy that you guys came in and you guys participated. Hey, SBK, you're late. Thank you for coming. You said Rachel here, do the live. What you mean? Now I'm about to be in y'all business real quick. Oh, okay, cool beans. Yeah, when I was looking this topic up, I said, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So I'm happy that you guys came in and y'all were down to participate. So I appreciate that because I'm sure there's other people going live and y'all didn't have to be here. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate whoever's going to watch the replay and whoever's been dwelling up in my clouds that didn't come and say hi. Hope you have a good day too. And I'm out of here. Thank you. Bye.